Greetings, listeners and viewers. Your host for the night, Zach, here, introducing you to Spacers Redux, a sci-fi podcast by Twisted Gears Studios. If you're a fan and wish to support, visit our merch shop and Ko-fi page where members get extra content, fireside chats, discounts on merch, and more. Otherwise, a like, comment, sub, or review in your podcast app of choice is always helpful. As well, we're starting up some new stuff over on our YouTube soon, so subscribe to our Ko-fi to be the first to be informed when we have new things up and going. We even have another dice raffle. For each month, subscribers are in the Creative Collaborative tier, and up your name goes into a hat that we will pull a winner from at the end of the arc for the dice that I'm using to mess with the players. The end of the arc will be the end of the current dungeon that they are in. But for now...
As we left the crew, they have split up. Klip-Tik and Lorell aim to distract the Matriarch and keep her focused on them, while Diantha, Greg, and Flinch head off to cause chaos.
I will get you to re-roll the initiative, just because it's been like a couple months since we played, which is a very common thing that you're hearing us say.
For my initiative.
But just for fairness sake, so everyone's kind of got their heads back into the presence.
I rolled both of these? Yeah.
Everybody roll me some initiative. Yeah, you should be rolling at least 2 dice.
Okay, I have really bad. Well, that didn't. I mean,
Okay.
better than.
Pretty sure mine was crappy last time, so I'm okay with this.
Anybody roll 12 or higher? Hey, Greg, what'd you get?
18. I got maximum on my dice.
Wow.
I have a 10 and an 8 for my...
You know what? That makes sense that Greg would have.
It's my two highest. My two highest.
Anybody roll higher than a 10? 8 or higher?
8.
9.
Hey.
Okay.
No. Old man Flinch.
So what Flinch get?
5.
Dan?
7.
Old man Flinch.
Okay.
For someone to say.
Let me get my cane.
So you said 9.
8.
8? You were
9.
9.
That's 9.
Would have been smart if I wrote that down.
It's sometimes hard when people are throwing numbers at you.
I'm perfectly okay with how my initiative worked out in this scenario. 'Cause I'm pretty sure my last one was like bottom of the barrel.
What year?
And then... That was 7.
Do you want
Don't give her more.
It can also get you an actual stuffy.
to? No. Let's stay on point. I was doing that to distract her more. Let's.
No, I'm distracted. That's a dead cat, by the way. That's what the cup. Yeah, just. I'm not gonna say it.
I'll be careful.
2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool, great. So, this works out great. We're actually gonna keep with the initiative order as we have it now. Greg, we're gonna start with you and your posse. So you've all landed in this large chamber. There is a familiarity here. You've all spent lots of time on vessels in space, very rarely on the ground surface level of a planet. There is a thrumming sound that you always hear on a ship or a station, like a heartbeat, as the machinery whirs and kind of pulses to make sure that things are working properly. Where it's a little unsettling is heartbeat's probably never the word you've assigned to this function before, maybe in like a metaphorical sense and like a I believe in my ship sort of thing. This is the first time you're experiencing it literally, as there is an engine in the middle of this chamber with tubes that are all coming on out, but with whatever has been caked onto the exterior of it and in and through the engine itself, it is still functioning, but it seems to have been retrofitted to power something, either not the station or the station and something else, as additional tubes, more organic in nature, have been grafted onto this, and the engine seems to have a little bit of extra something added to it to give it je ne sais quoi, a little extra something added to it to power something else. In and amongst that, the three of you have kind of landed not at the edge of the room. At the edge of the room. You're on like a gantry that implies that there should be a door behind you. But the wall, this like hive like a beehive kind of like resin that has been crusted onto everything kind of extends up, completing an egg shape to this chamber. There doesn't seem to be any like standard entryway into here. There are holes, kind of like the one you just fell through. It's about 45 feet above you. That look like if you could crawl the walls, you could probably get into and move around. But without any form of checks, you can't see any other entrance or exits, even though this walkway looks like it should go to a door. In front of you, the gantry kind of extends and then opens up to a large platform that looks like you could actually overlook and see mechanisms underneath, and there does seem to be like an orange glow, like heat kind of emanating from underneath the platform. As it approaches the central construct, this large platform kind of circles around it, goes off to basically like a northwest, east, south gantries that, again, head into the wall and don't go anywhere. And probably about 4 dozen insectoid-like beings chittering and crawling around the walls and curved ceiling. With that, as a group you may function. We're not in a combat, but due to initiative, if I need to, Greg will take priority just to keep things flowing, but that's where you find yourselves.
Greg's looking around the room going,
People say I secrete too much. Have you seen this? This is disgusting.
Greg, no. We need to. Let's try to be quiet.
Flinch. Shh. We fell into the room.
Shh. I know. But they're not looking at us right now, and they may just start looking at us.
But
how close is the closest insect?
Probably about 25, 30 feet away.
I'm just gonna start approaching.
Approaching the insect?
Yeah. I'm not weapons up.
So it's up on the... Do you start like climbing the ceiling of the wall?
I can try
Yeah,
that.
you just start... dig your clawed like goblin fingers in, just start crawling it up towards the insect. Diantha, Flinch, do you do anything?
Listen, we're here to create distraction.
I mean, we're here to create distraction, aren't we?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, then let me do my thing.
Okay, fair enough.
You guys do whatever you want. Look, it looks like there's an engine over there.
That'll be great. That'll be Greg's whole turn crawling up, because you would have the movement to get there, but crawling, it slows things down. So we'll just say that Greg just starts this process as you do. What do you do?
You said that. You said that I can see pretty much what the engine would be or the power source would be, but it seems to be a lot of organic connected to it. Can I see anything mechanical, or is it completely covered by organic?
Do you want to get up closer?
I do. But I'm going to say to Diantha,
Well, we're here to fuck some shit up, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna try to sneak up there while Greg does Greg things.
Great.
And see if I can get a look at this power source, see if I can cause trouble.
Yeah, I'm gonna get an escape route started while you guys do that.
Somebody always needs to be doing that.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I know what I'm good at.
Yeah.
Just hear a soft.
and then I start on all fours,
Okay.
moving.
I'm gonna need the two of you. Greg, you're gonna do this. So we'll get to you later. So, technically speaking, so you're looking for escape routes, Diantha?
Basically, if I know that like logically there should be a door behind me, but there isn't, I'm gonna try and see if I get underneath all this gunk, if there is.
Okay. So in a way, I'm going to need both of you to make some kind of perception checks. But it's whatever you suggest. So if you're looking for like an investigation check, Diantha, because you're really like getting your hands dirty, absolutely. If you wish to use some kind of mechanics skill instead, it's basically trying to understand where the machine ends and the non-machine begins, and then you can kind of start getting an idea.
So I do have a D8 investigation. So I'm going to use that.
You can also use that too.
But I was also figuring if I could kick in my exocortex for scrying to try to scry out the mechanical aspect.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yep, you can do that. Weirdly enough, because you're both dealing with the same obstructions, the difficulty is going to be the same for both of you. It is a 11d8 to do each of your tasks. Nothing is directly opposing you, but it is unnatural and foreign.
Okay, cool.
You used to that with me, right?
No, you were past that with you.
This is still under Diantha's orders, I'm assuming?
Yep.
I'm trying to mess
100%.
Oh, no, I already added that.
Sorry, is this an intelligence check or?
It could be intelligence or it could be alertness. I'll take either.
I'm better at intelligence. And also, I'm using my clean and organized.
You said the difficulty is 11d8, correct?
11d8, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
There's no point in it's super-
Diantha, what did you get?
Because then you can get
We got 8d8.
if it's 5, if it's more than 5 higher.
Yeah, but do I get a hero dice if I have to spend a plot point to add 3 dice together?
No, you do not.
So, there.
No.
That's why it's, as long as I beat it, it's fine, but I can't beat it by 5 without using a hero. Well, you know.
If the only reason why is, I'm just going to clarify this real quick, the only reason why you would want to even spend a plot point to gain a heroic success is if you are rolling against another person, because it ensures that you get a better outcome. But in a static check, not... Unless you were going to roll a really low effect die, you want to really heighten that up, or an important check, whatever. But 5 or higher, it's not usually a factor. So what'd you get, Diantha?
8d8.
8d8. You turn around and it's this is caked on pretty thick. Even as you start like trying to get, do you have like a knife or something?
Probably. I don't know.
Roll a d6 into that. See if that adjusts your thing at all. No.
2 ones.
You know what I'm gonna give you? I'm gonna give you a plot point. I'm gonna give you a d8 complication that is icky.
Yep, that tracks.
8d8. Yeah, it's tough. You just kind of you get your knife in there, and then you bring it out just covered in guck. You're not making any progress. What did you roll there, Fletch?
So I got a 13d8.
Nice.
I do have a question. Under special effects of my exocortex, I have area of effect. Does that matter for scrying, and how does that work?
So area of effect, it wouldn't matter in the case of scrying. It would be if you were looking at multiple things. So how area of effect in this game works is, let's just say I'm using a grenade through like a power set or something, and I want to try and see, I'm not trying to aim it at one person, I'm trying to aim it at the party. There's 5 of you in the party. I would get a d6 for every person that I wish to try and hit added to my check, and I roll it all. And I can have that many effect dice as a result of my check, because you might not get dealt damage, but you might get dealt complications because of shrapnel or whatever. Right? So in this particular context, if you were trying to look at like 4 schematics at once, you would pick, you would add a d6 for each individual target, and you would get a different effect die as a result for each one.
Okay.
So
I got 13d8.
13d8. That's good. Yeah, you can see, whilst it is horrendous to look at and borderline insulting to your mechanical parlance, you can see where the machine begins and the organic parts end. So you could start working on this device in some way, shape, or form. The parts of it that would be like the engine room for the station still function as the engine room for the station. So there is some familiarity you could have in here, but you have to go into it. It is one of those where the consoles don't seem to be. There's like a little stump that's sparking a little bit that seems to have been ripped off and taken somewhere. So controls and commands seem to be removed. You'd have to actually get into this thing and mess with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing, but I think I did my roll, I did my things.
Yeah. I just need to know before we go on to the next group.
No go.
Greg. This one doesn't seem to be moving. Its wings seem to like kind of flutter and sputter every once in a while, but it seems to be dormant in some way. Unlike some of the others that seem to be kind of roaming around. What do you do?
Does it look like its eyes are open or anything, or like it's there? It's just not paying attention to me, but it's not like sleeping or whatever.
Do you have a skill or specialty in some form of biotics, biological? Then I would need a roll for you to understand what one of these creatures being awake or asleep looks like.
All right. To make it easier, can I tell where its face is?
Yes.
Can I wave my hand in front of its face?
That's more gentle than I expected you to be.
Yeah.
You could do that for free.
Yeah.
Do not encourage.
And if I get nothing, then I stick my face right up in its.
Hello.
Roll me a stealth check.
Stealth?
Yeah.
Are you being stealthy?
You're not yelling at it, right?
I'm just saying hello.
Well, I mean,
Very friendly.
Hey,
Well, yeah, let me roll your difficulty for you.
our orders were to screw things up, so
Okay, your difficulty is 9d6. 11d6.
don't forget to add in the
Oh,
orders.
just an 8. Oh, yeah, you mean me.
Don't forget to add in the orders.
Yep. You said 98?
11d8.
11d8?
I misspoke.
I got 12d8.
Nice.
So it's 11d6, so you have a higher effect die. So you go up, you whisper, hello. And you kind of get taken aback as the wing like putters a bit, but it doesn't need to putter in any way that it hasn't already, and nothing happens.
All right, I'm going to pass by on this one and go to one of the ones that's more,
Active? All right, so you,
squelch my way up.
you kind of can't help but noticing as Greg is climbing up, and the room arcs up like an egg. So now, Greg, you're getting to the point where you're starting to slowly arc up and you're borderline upside down. I'm gonna need you to make an athletics check.
Okay.
At this point, it is 7d6. You're not at a 45-degree angle yet.
Okay.
With your strength.
Strength?
Oh, you're gonna want to. You're using your strength for your climbing. Yeah, so you're gonna use your strength characteristic and athletic skill. What anything else you can think of? Were you trying to use your agility?
Yeah.
No.
Why wouldn't I?
Get out of here.
It is a 12d4. No, wait. That's a 4d4.
Oh boy.
Oh, what?
I had the d10 in there. It was supposed to be a d8. So I got 4d4.
Diantha.
Yeah.
I love the yeah.
Yeah, I know.
As you look up, you just see him having crawled past the nearest insect. What the fuck? And then he goes, uh-oh. And you reach grip on, and you grab purchase, or at least you think you do. And as you let go with a foot and another arm to go, you didn't. And as 3 of your limbs are no longer holding on, and you completely fall to the ground. Being that you haven't crawled too far away, Diantha, I am going to need you to make a decision here. Are you going to catch Greg, or are you going to dodge?
I'm gonna need you to catch me.
I'm gonna dodge.
To be fair, I would do the same if I were Diantha.
Your agility
The floor was pretty squishy.
and your dodge skill,
It's fine.
which is under athletics.
To be fair,
Oh, it's gonna go really bad, you guys.
I don't weigh that much. I mean, really.
Well, grab your dice, I'll tell you what you gotta beat.
Like I said, I don't think I have a dodge skill.
It's under athletics.
So it would be whatever you have into athletics. So
Yeah,
it'd
basic.
be
Yeah,
your
yeah.
basic.
It would be your athletics.
You might be rolling 2d4, I don't know, we'll see.
Does anybody have dodge?
Hey!
I was very particular.
Dodge is a great skill to have.
I've got a D8 dodge.
A lot of combat utility, that skill.
I'm a space hamster.
Oh, I should have spent a plot point. Oh well. Too late now.
Too late now.
I'm already plummeting.
Alright, Deanthony, do you have your dice?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, your difficulty is 4d4.
Okay, great. I have to roll a 4.
You have to roll 4.
I did not roll a 4.
No.
3d4.
Flinch. You're like, huh? And you kind of like peer around, and it is as familiar as you are with machines. What you are also familiar with, in a not as good way, is large creatures. Having spent so much time on Kalos Prime,
Yeah.
the maw of creatures you had to enter to like collect items, or like you fell the monster and had to get inside it somehow. This is a vent, and it goes into an engine, and you can see things spinning like shadows in the distance, but it just reminds you of entering the maw of a creature waiting to devour you. And as you kind of like look around the corner, you then hear Diantha, and you look over, and just as bang, smack, Greg lands full onto Diantha. You take, you see a 3?
Yeah.
1 point of strain damage as Greg lands on top of you, and you are both sprawled out onto the ground with large impact.
Get off of me!
I get up, brush my pants off, and then hold my hand out to help her up.
Is your hand slimy?
You're small.
Oh God, always.
Oh God, always.
Kick in the communicator. Ding, ding.
Was it
Good job on a distraction.
Helpful up there?
I think that bug is asleep.
Okay. Go do something somewhere else.
All right, so I just walk out, start wandering out to the room.
And with that, we leave, Three Chuckle Fucks. And we go back from this comedy to the horrors.
To the horrors.
What'd you call them?
The horrors.
Wow!
Oh.
Wow! Klip-Tik. What a delayed response!
It's good. Yeah.
It's very good.
It's good.
Klip-Tik, Laurel, you're continuing down. It's at a point where Klip-Tik, really the only thing that's guiding you through this facility is that little inkling in the back of your mind. You're allowing, the Matriarch has kind of like left this trail for you to follow.
Yeah.
And unless you say otherwise, from conversations we had earlier, you were following it.
Yeah.
As you're going through the facility, it's all kind of blurring together. It's hard to denote where you're going as you're not really studying the locations as you go. You're just following the trail as it lays out before you. You currently, when we come to you two in this particular scene, we come to you two as you're kind of going down what feels like some kind of a ramp from a higher level to a lower level of the station. And similar to what we were saying before, at this point you're actually getting into more mechanical parts of the station. Up at the top, it was fairly like you could not really see where the machines were. Even the lights were covered in this amber glow kind of bled through everything as there's a thin layer of resin over top of all the lighting. Here, you're actually seeing white light kind of permeate through. There's less of that resin down here. More of the steel plating is visible. There still is a constant presence of this hive gunk. Like, they are still present. But yeah, you're in a more mechanical area of the station. What would you two like to be doing?
Are there still, people? Now that there isn't as much gunk for them to be stuck in?
No. As the gunk is kind of lessened, there's less people. Yeah. It's just you two. For the past little bit, it's just been you two.
Is there any weird sounds?
Roll me a listen check. The higher you get, the more I tell you.
That'd be alertness, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Listen, hearing should be under perception. I'm cool with you using some kind of, like, if you wish to use some kind of neuromancy to assist in this, you absolutely can. That might garner you answers.
Like my telekinesis?
Do you have anything that's more like neural-based? Some kind of brain stuff?
Not really.
Nah, don't worry about it then.
You know.
Just say if you had it, you could.
And this is still part of the plan? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Trying to find the
Right, that
matriarch.
gives me somewhat of a chance.
So, this is just,
Okay.
it's like a knowledge skill. However far down you can get, the more I'll tell you.
I haven't want to do this. 8d8?
8d8. That's enough for an easy pass. So, nothing new. The constant sounds that you were hearing further up, back down the hall, were one of the things that's kind of unsettling is, even though they're not hive-like sounds keep coming from the people that you were coming across. Those sounds still permeate, but they're distant. They're like an echo bouncing off of the halls from deeper in the station. Just indiscernible as to where, but there's a constant level of that kind of hive-like communication going on. Then the thumbing the thrumming, almost heartbeat-like sound of the station running.
But that little tide that the matriarch has me following, is that going towards the humming, or is it going away?
That's it. You can't tell where the humming is. It's echoing from somewhere in the distance. It's like more of just an ambience to the space at this point.
Okay.
Your trail to the Matriarch is more akin. It's been a long time since you've experienced this. It's more like pheromones in a way. It's not the same, but it's the same kind of idea.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Any control panels or tech that we can look at that's in this room?
No.
Nothing.
Most just the two of you chilling. Any sort of technology that you would have come across up until this point seems to either have been covered or damaged. You had come across doors that were opened and just rooms that were just filled with extra gunk or people in pods or people doing something, or you never really looked too deep at what they were doing, but they seemed to be vomiting. You're not sure.
Okay.
This place is real unsettling.
While we are heading down to whatever, I did we establish I still have my little arm pocket? Do I still have that? Okay, perfect. I'm going to make sure my knife is in that. And I'm going to have the 2 pistols close by, because you gave me a pistol and then I had one from before. So I'm just preparing in case there's any combat situation, just to make sure I'm ready.
My Warhammer is still
You got everything out. I guess we'll just continue on with this invisible pheromone path.
We got this. Yeah.
I'm glad. Your confidence is refreshing.
You kick her ass in your brain, and I'll kick her ass in real life.
While she says that, I still have that throbbing headache from before. So, I give a little bit of a nod and a kind of, I don't know if a bug can smile-ish, but just continue on with this trail.
Are you just following along, or do you attempt to reach out in any way?
At this point, I know she's gonna lead me on wherever I need to go. It's kind of, I have to see what's at the end of the tunnel to discern what's going to happen.
Okay.
So,
as you're continuing on, you're getting to even less and less resin. You continue on further, and you can kind of sense that it's like a weird pressure sort of thing. You can sense that there is an opening near the end of this coiling spiral hull. And as you're approaching it, you then begin to start hearing voices. Now, even Lorell starts hearing this. Okay. And you can tell that it's not in your ears. That this is in the back of your head. It starts in your ears, as if the echoing of the chitinous clicking of the possessed people kind of just is echoing, that it gets louder, and then as it manifests into an audible language that you can hear, that part's taken over by your brain. It does take a little bit, and it is disorienting at first, but you hear the voice. I have so missed you.
I don't respond. I don't want to talk to her.
She will
not want to respond.
She's going to keep talking.
I know she is.
Do you understand what she's saying, or do I just hear chitinous clicking?
That's a good question.
That's a great question. For now, no. Okay. You can hear that there is something. But do you... What language does Lorell speak? Dog.
Barely speaks what?
Fisticuffs.
Barely speaks whatever the equivalent of common would be.
Yeah, the equivalent of common. I
speak rage.
I speak vril. And I speak... Do. Yeah, I speak those two. The odd swear word and some other languages.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Greg would have taught you some goblin swear words, probably.
Ooh! You will hear some words you understand.
Oh.
But you're not going to hear what Klip-Tik's hearing. As you're going, you're going to... you're going to hear things like, you were such a promising student. Your mind is so strong. This could have been yours. You were supposed to be yours. No. You don't engage at all? No? Fantastic. Laurel, you hear things along the lines of, Frill, and you don't agree with Jovac's plan? You could be an empire unto yourself, and instead you just roam aimlessly swinging your fists and your hammer.
Hey, shut up. I can't see you, but I can hear you. That's not fair.
Now you got that going on.
Shut up.
Grand.
So many voices.
Crap.
And just off in the distance.
I will
Bang.
project out to the matriarch and just say, leave her alone. Leave Laurel. Okay. Oh, God.
Get your willpower ready.
Oh, no. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And any other checks you can think of that might be helpful here. You're going to set me a difficulty.
I'm going to set you at all.
You sure are.
Can I help?
How would you pitch it to me?
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be motivating, because I'm gonna be like, yeah, and then I'm gonna nudge Klip-Tik in the side. I'm just gonna tell him, hey, she's getting desperate. She's trying to mess with our heads. She thinks we can't beat her.
I'm going to say no, and you're going to find out why in a second. I just wanted to know what you're doing, because what you're doing is that. It doesn't matter if you're going to roll for it.
I can't use a plot point, can I?
Of course you can. Yeah.
I can.
And
You're
because
sending it, so you get
you get first pick of plot.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I probably will, but let me...
Yeah.
Basically, that's as high as I can go. Sure, I'll spend a plot point. So you have to beat an 11d8.
Yeah, but it means you can't spend the pop.
It does.
It does mean I can't spend a plot point.
Which would be a lot worse, even though he's making that noise.
It would be. I'm going to take the higher effect die. What do you say, 11d8?
Yes.
Take a 12d10.
What?
I have a 12d10.
Oh, okay.
So, as you push that out there, Laurel,
Yeah.
you take a point of wound damage, and you get a d6 complication of having a headache. As when you say that, leave her alone. What do you mean like this? And then Laurel's going to grip onto her head and just drop to a knee. As there's like a ringing in the back of your mind.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, okay, give me.
I'm gonna take a pistol and put it to my head and said, if you don't stop, I'm gonna kill myself.
It says. There you go.
That's right. Creepy bug lady, think you can mess with us? That's right. Grek your way through it.
That's good. Get your willpower and your deception. I'm assuming you're lying. You're trying to bluff. Yeah?
Oh, I'm serious. If he
You'll
does
just
not,
kill
I will
yourself,
just
man.
kill myself. Because I know she will call me out on that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Do it.
Okay. So, okay, 1 second. Fuck. Hold on. Yeah. I'm getting there.
Yep. Make that roll again.
This is not gonna go well.
This is wild.
This is basically the same thing you had.
But you can add. Now, this is weird, but you know what? I'll allow it. You get a die for your pistol.
I do have...
Add that to this check.
Oh, okay. This helps me, but sure.
You are using a prop to assist in this
Yes.
presentation.
And it's loaded.
Oh,
And it's loaded.
am I allowed to use the plot point again?
Of course you can. There's so many plot points from supporters.
Yes. So then I can do... So that means I can add 3 together, right?
Could have been
Perfect. So I'm gonna use a plot point. And it's gonna be
I love it.
21d8.
Nice.
Bro.
Rolled really well on the d8s.
Okay. I rolled A1. Do you have a complicated headache, right?
I
What's
have
that?
a complicated...
A
Yeah.
D6?
8.
D8? You can knock that down to a D6.
Sick, yay!
As you kind of imbue yourself with some confidence here, you said a 21...
21d8.
21d8. Ah! All right. So I'm going to take the higher effect die, but a much lower score. So I'll take the 12d10.
Okay.
Which is not a success. So what's going to happen here is Lorell seems to then be completely unaffected. There's just nothing.
Okay.
Totally fine this whole time.
Even the whispers in the back of your head kind of goes, "What is that?"
Okay.
I'm just playing.
Of course you are. Okay.
We're just having a conversation.
Yeah, chill.
Yeah.
Besides, you already left. I've moved past you.
The fuck does that mean?
Come, see what we've been working on.
Oh, I'm still gonna have the pistol
Sure.
just out.
But you feel her presence disappear.
Perfect. I don't care.
You dealt 9 points of damage in that thing.
Yeah, bitch, I'm going after you. All right. Okay.
So she breaks away from trying to do this little preamble stuff and just
Okay.
dissipates.
But the trail's still there, though.
Trail's still there. She still
wants
invites you forward.
Okay.
And the glow at the end of the hallway grows.
Okay. I am gonna check on Lorell, though. I'm gonna run over and be like, "Are you okay?"
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm good. Hey, nice bluff. It's awesome.
Yes. And then, but I'm gonna give Lorell a hug.
Oh.
Because after all of this, no matter how the outcome is going to be, I was always her backpack. We were always friends.
Yeah.
And she chose to come with me in a very, very dangerous situation. So I'm going to give her a hug out of all of this and just say, "You're my best friend. You know that?" And like a little tear.
Well, dude.
I don't know if I'm bucket to cry, but a little tear.
It's again in this universe.
Bug goo.
Yeah.
Dude.
And then I'm gonna
Best friend.
and then I guess just say, "We're ready for this, right?"
Yeah. Yeah, we got this.
Okay. And then just continue
I'm not gonna let anything happen to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then after
I got your back.
we'll continue on.
I think I know the answer to this question. Who has the higher willpower die?
I have an 8. D8.
6.
Yeah.
Okay, so take your willpower die.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I do have magical resistance.
Oh, no, this is something different.
Okay.
Who has the higher, I guess discipline die? Probably also you.
Discipline?
Yeah.
D8, yeah.
D6. D8.
Okay. Well, what's it in? D8's in...
Concentration. and
Concentration.
interrogation.
Perfect. Grab that. And roll that for me. I need you to beat a 4, and then the die is... I'll figure that out in a second. Which
Oh,
would
6 D8.
68?
You only rolled 2 dice, so it's a... So...
No, he said he'd figure it to you.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
The...
Oh.
That's all you really need for this,
Okay.
because because it was such a cute moment. So roll a 6,
Yeah.
which is more than required.
Okay.
So you're gonna heal all your strain.
Hey.
Sorry, no, 2 points of strain.
Oh, what a tease!
Still better than
What a tease!
Laurel heals the 1 strain she just got.
Oh, wait, it wasn't a strain, it was a wound.
That should have been a strain.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, so you heal the strain. You heal 2 strain.
Okay.
And... Klip-Tik, you have a D4 complication on you?
It's D6. It's the headache.
Oh, it was supposed to be a D. Okay. I'm gonna keep that.
Okay.
Laurel now is D6 heading. Okay, that's what we're gonna do with that. As you do a nice happy hug, you relax a bit, you take a breath,
Can't
and
make
feel
the
some
joke
strength.
I was going to before that started. No, because
We're not there.
Speaking of which, so then you two, so you pick Laurel back up, who was like 3 times your height, pick her back up, and the two of you boom, 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 descend further into hell. You 3, engine room. I'm gonna start with Greg. What are you doing?
Oh, no, that face.
okay, so I was told to go do something else. Alright, I tried climbing, that didn't go so well. There's still bugs on the ceiling, right? Flinch is over doing Flinch mechanical things. You said there's a bunch of holes, like, is it mostly in the ceiling or just all over the place?
Mostly in the ceiling.
I'm gonna go to the edge of, like, you said it was like the platform, gantry or whatever, and I'm just gonna kind of look down.
Cool, you look on down.
To the hole.
You see that there is like heat. Like, this engine core does seem to power some kind of propulsion system that is maintaining the station's elevation in the atmosphere. So as you kind of look over, this wave of heat kind of blasts your ears back a bit. You just see all the gears and the pistons turning and pumping, and the heat kind of emanating up. It's the most mechanical part of the system.
Is there anywhere...
You throw a wrench in? Good luck.
Well, sort of. Not really.
A wrench in my plans?
Not really, but it's something I want to do just because I think...
Girl, you are a wrench in my plans.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anywhere like a vent or something, or some kind of like spot that looks like it would be an intersection that's like allowing airflow or some kind of like...
Below you?
Within reach of me somewhere. It doesn't even have to be within reach right now, but somewhere in...
The nearest ones are in the ceiling. Like the one you fell out of.
Are any of these bugs flying?
There's like the occasional one that flutters, moves position, and then reattaches itself, or goes into a vent or comes out of a vent. Like, there is activity, but they don't seem to give a crap about you.
I'm gonna go see what Flinch is doing.
Flinch. We'll come to Dan in a quick sec here. No, we will go to Diantha first because I have a fun idea here. What are you working on?
Still surveying possible exit routes. I'll try and see which of these vents is most accessible to us and start.
Get you do that check again.
Okay.
But without the difficulty, you're just generally looking. So this is going to be one of those, just like Klip-Tiks there. The higher up you get, the more information it'll give you. You're not trying to look through hive gunk.
Okie dokie.
Headache?
Gross. It's icky in here.
Oh, icky.
So he rolls that, you don't.
Gorge.
Yeah. I rolled a 1 on it, so I'm going to make it a D6 now. That's good for you.
Yay. Okay. Okie dokie. Ooh. Gorgeous. I'm gonna make that 17d8.
Woo!
Very nice.
Okay. Tons of success with this. So as you're kind of like looking on through, it would appear you can make a safe assumption. This is mostly an assumption because the last check of this particular thing was failed. That the resin has just been created, has purposely been caked especially thick on the doorways to ensure that standard entry and exits is actively impaired.
Great.
That being said, everything here is built off of what was below it. As such, you do notice it's hard to see and you go, wait a second, some of the hive gunk has some ribbing to it. And you can actually see that it's because it's been caked on top of ladders, like rungs that protrude from the wall. So you do find that there is at least one set of rungs that you can get to that does have an easier time. You won't need to make a climb check if you go up those. As they go up towards, you'll have to. Well, you make the climb check at a later stage because it does still go up onto the curved roof. So there's ways to get to some of the... Oh, no. There's ways to get to some of the piping.
Found an escape route that's more... Right.
Yeah, basically.
I did my job.
It still looks not easy. It looks like the rungs were not considered in whatever the heck they were doing. So some precarious spelunking would be required still. But less difficult. You can tell Greg that at your own peril.
Okay.
As Greg kind of flinch. Okay.
So, from what I recall now, there isn't much of a control panel as such because of the way the organics are put in. So I want to go into the mechanical part, which means I guess I got to move through the fleshy part.
There's a mixture of fleshy and machine parts, yeah, but basically like a tall, pretty much only you and other creatures your size could fit into the mechanics of this. So yeah,
because I want to move in toward a hub point that I could exotortex connect.
Okay. So as you kind of go, you begin your process, Greg.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna go in here and see if I can screw around with this power. This is weird, gross thing here. But I need to get into the mechanics of it.
Do you need help getting in there?
Am I halfway in?
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty good, but I mean, you can come in too if you want. I mean, that's completely up to you. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to mess things up. That's what we're here for.
Oh, that's true.
But then you're leaving Diantha out there alone, and Humies. Mm-hmm.
I mean, she told me to go do something else.
I'll look over at Diantha, just to observe.
Carving out the ladder. Best I can.
Oh, she found. Oh.
Oh no! Oh no!
As I'm like sort of looking back, like
How far? How many rungs does she have?
Shout to the third one.
So gross.
it's funny because I see in my viewpoint, my visual for Flinch is seeing Greg with the space.
Oh
helmet
yeah,
on.
I have the tinfoil hat. I have the tinfoil hat helmet
With-
on.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
just turning my head so half my face.
Oh, that's right.
Guess the ears didn't flap. Here, oops, my bad.
They probably stick out the side.
Actually, you know what? For now, I'll just come with you because it's gonna take her a while to flesh that out.
Oh.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, the more the merrier.
By the way, if you need us to make a bigger hole, I have this.
And I'll take out my hand cannon.
No. We're just going to try to move in there. And there's a couple of little things. I just want to see how this is sort of connected. I might have the jury rig at control so I can access properly.
Okay. If we find some vents in there that seem important, let me know. I brought something to try and help deal with that.
Uh-huh. And not just your sparkling wit, then.
No, I have something in.
and you see he's got one of the pockets on his spacesuit. Imagine if it was like the cargo pants I have on. One of the pockets is bulging.
Okay, we'll take that. We'll take that and your innuendo and go in. Fair enough.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Flinch.
Okay, so you crawl on in, Flinch with Greg right behind you. As you go on in, the first bit, even though it's as you're crawling on through, pretty standard stuff. You've crawled around in engines like this before. Smaller, unless you've been on the space station before, in which case you have seen a model very similar to this before. And you get to the first junction point that has like a 6-way interval where you can ladder up, ladder down, continue forward, go left, go right. Then there should be a junction box here. And as you kind of reach for it, it has been either replaced or consumed by this amber crystallization that has a bunch of veins kind of going around into the different offshoots. Kind of like if you were to actually put a conduit there and then have it wired to different parts of the thing. You want to try anything with that?
I might have something to help with that.
It all depends now. What are you talking about?
I pull out one of my throwing knives.
You just, cut the vein.
And I'm wiggling on my eyebrows, but Breck doesn't have eyebrows.
Are you trying to wiggle your eyebrows?
I
Space sorts.
forgot that I shaved those off. Sorry.
It's just like I'm
thinking.
going up and down weirdly.
I'm thinking that almost everything to do with this is probably co-opted by this organic matter. It's created its own connection points.
So, what do you think would happen if we just...
Well, I mean, this is one junction box of many.
Okay.
I don't think it could end up. But if I could see, it's a fair point being able to see what it's covering, how it's connected inside, because I'm assuming it's not opaque. I'm assuming it's not transparent.
It looks like there is a level of transparency to it, but there is something opaque past that top transparent layer.
Is it
Kind of like when you have this is probably a really gross description. When you have crusted pus on a scab, and you can see through it, but you can't really see through it.
I was gonna liken it to the amber that the mosquito was in.
No, you can see through that shit pretty well. No, straight up,
Like your skin. Now you can kind of see your veins.
It's cloudy.
Am I the only one that's done this? Fair enough.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I
But
know what you're
Yeah,
talking
like crusty pus. Like that.
Crusty pus.
But like a big thing.
like a scab.
So like it, but if it was misty on the inside, I guess.
So Greg's holding one of his throwing knives like it's a like it's a butter knife or something, and then he flips it around. So if you're gonna like,
I was gonna say it's like that.
do the stab from Psycho, and you're like,
Okay, so do you want us to just chip into it then? Like, how are we gonna... I mean, it's...
Well, this is just a junction box. I'm sure. I'm assuming that higher up would be a main port.
It would depend. So, what is it that you want to try and sabotage first? You're familiar enough with the layout of these sorts of machines that I can kind of give you a general direction as to what direction affects what parts of the station in a traditional setting.
Well, I want to screw with temperature control.
Temperature control, straight ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna go this way. So my idea, or what I'm thinking about doing, is because this seems to be this living thing, almost just connected with the mechanics, similar to me. Tink, tink, tink. And I'm like, so I figure all we gotta do is, I mean, there's probably safeguards in place of shutting off temperature control, so I'm not gonna do that, of course. But I can lower the temperature and feed the extra power into the cascade till the PSVs blow. I mean, it'll take longer, but they won't notice it as well. Then I just got to jury rig a control to shut off that alarm just for that area, not all of them, because they're protected against that probably. But just this slow decrease in temperature. Do you know what happens to you, Greg, if your inside temperature drops 5 degrees?
so when Flint just you finish explaining this, and you look over at Greg. He is sitting down and he's opened up one of the cargo pants pockets on the other side, and he's pulling on a pair of socks over the spacesuit. He's like,
I'm good, let's do it. But I brought extra socks. My feet are the first thing that gets...
Who are you? Let's, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but we got to go temperature control, see if it's even viable. But I just think shutting off any system fully is going to set off so many alarms, or it's going to be protected against. I need to find an incremental change.
Oh my god.
Something that looks really small, but over a period of time.
and Greg will just stand up, walk over, because he's gone fully socks now. Puts one hand on Flinch's shoulder and says,
It's me, Greg.
We gonna make things go bad.
No, you asked, who are you?
Oh, yeah, fair enough. But let's just move toward the temperature control thing.
Okay.
Lead the way, Ratman. Sorry.
Yes, I start shuffling forward.
All right, so you shuffle on forward, and you get to, not going to milk that out. You go straight ahead, and sure enough, where there should be a temperature control panel, it also seems to be covered in this crusted amber. How do you want to get started with this?
So the first thing is I need to get access to the mechanical aspect of it, which means I need to get through this.
chip.
I have intangibility. Is it possible for me to just bypass it?
Ooh.
I am behind the connection points.
Let's try it. Roll me a mechanics check as if you were to actually figure around with this, but you're going to use your intangibility as a part of it. I'm totally cool with that. The difficulty is still going to be hard, but this will help you try and get up to it, right?
And it just gives me a general idea. Right?
Of course. You have no complications, which is great for you.
No.
Are you going
Great.
to rig it so that there's a whole bunch of things that are all slowly getting worse, and then they all cascade fail at the same time?
It all depends on if I can even get access.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
11d8.
11D.
Is there with them at the time?
This is definitely following the plan. It's definitely
Sure is.
through my intelligence.
Greg likes
Sure
cascades. They're like ice-capades. Or this will be like an ice-capade. Yeah. Should have brought my skate.
Okay. I am going to spend a plot point from the pool.
Yeah. I love it.
17d8.
17d8.
Yes.
As a heroic success, take your hero die.
Oh no, I spent a plot point to add 3.
But it's still a success. So as you kind of reach on through and kind of, you're like, oh, well, I think I got something. And as you kind of go in there and start messing with it, you want to start lowering temperatures?
Well, yeah, I just want to, connect into the system, and then I just want to start this incremental temperature drop.
very small, but just this incremental, so it's not noticeable right away. Because we're also all still in here.
Well, I'll say first things first is the best way to do it because you don't have access to the console, so you're kind of blindly fumbling around until you find. With exocortexes being as common as they are in this realm, there are ways, kind of like the ports in Star Wars for like astromechs to plug into things. There are cables that are specifically designed for you to pull out and jack into the side of your head so you can, have brain control. You find that, and you pull it out, and there's this gooey cable. Gross. Do you want to plug it in?
Yes, I do, actually.
Okay. So you plug it in so we can begin the process. And we're going to leave you two. We're going to go to Diantha.
Great.
And as you're on to like the fifth rung, you start carving your way through it. It's creepy. Because for the first time, creepier than it already has been, the room is dead silent. No chittering, no fluttering of wings, no pitter-pattering of insectoid feet.
Or goblin feet.
Well, that you knew they had both crawled into the engine. Do you look around?
Just really slowly, directly up.
All of the insects that had been moving around have all stopped and are all looking right at you.
Have any of them made any movements at all?
No, in fact, what's creepy is that none of them are moving at all.
Okay. Great. I'm going to just really, really slowly just go grab my pistol and just see if they track that movement.
They do.
Okay.
My God.
Great. Okay. This is bad for me. I'm gonna keep working towards an escape route because I think we're gonna need it really soon. And I'll just keep doing what I'm doing.
One of them gets closer.
Really, unless they start getting aggressive, I will like keep a hand on a pistol, but on the other hand, I'll be like kind of continuing to chip away at this.
And as the blade comes back out and digs into the flesh of the wall, the nearest couple, their wings spurt up. Do you continue?
Okay, I will slowly stop what I'm doing. Do they chill?
No.
Awesome. This is really cool for me.
It's really great.
I'm just gonna sit down for a bit.
It just sits on the floor.
Just put it in the hole with us.
I don't think I can move at all without incurring the wrath of
Run for the hole.
48 bugs? Is that what the estimate was?
I mean, it's only insects.
Yeah, well, there's 48 of them. There are 48 bees
I mean, we probably should have bought.
all looking at me in a room. I would also maybe just
I'm
Question life choices.
down.
I'm assuming these are all bugs the size.
They're the size of a
Klip-Tik.
You're not there.
No, I'm not.
Oh yeah, they're all human. They're all Klip-Tik sized.
Yep. So, I guess if their eyes are on me, they're not on the engine. So I will maybe just.
Well, it's funny you say that.
Oh, great.
Because you're like, well, I'm just going to sit here. And as you turn to sit, you look over at the engine. And now you can see there is only two that are moving. There are two that have actually slowly begun crawling along the engine. And they seem to have their eyes. They're the only two that aren't fixated on you. Their eyes are fixated on the vent that Flinch and Greg just went into.
We created a distraction from something we don't know, but
No, you guys are doing. I gotta be the distraction, don't I? Okay. How far away is that hole up from where I'm at?
About 35, 40 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna dash for it.
Up to the hole in the ceiling?
If there's bugs going for them, they're doing stuff that's actually important. I guess I'm the bait. So I'll bolt up as fast as I can into that hole.
We're going to pause there as Jantha looks up and Sweat starts like beating down her forehead, and you kind of like rip like, "Hey, I'm going for it." Klip-Tik and Lorell.
I'm rooting for you.
I'm rooting for you. You reach the bottom of the ramp.
Okay.
And you enter this area here, and this area seems to be... it's hard to tell, because while it's not very hive gunk filled, it is hive gunk filled. It just seems refined. It seems like there's purpose to the intention here. Like perhaps maybe what was once the purpose of this room is it may have been a storage area, maybe a jail cell. You're not sure. The two can be pretty co-opted one to one. Klip-Tik, you're not unfamiliar in your past of your group taking storage vessels and converting them into prisons.
Okay.
For all the experiments that the Matriarch was doing. So along the edges of this hexagonal room, there are like holes as if to open up to small little rooms on outshoots and things like that. All of them seem to be open. They all seem to have items scattered amongst them as if maybe there was storage or maybe there was people or things inside. But most of it seems to be medical equipment. And as you kind of round the corner and enter this chamber, that heartbeat thrumping is louder in this chamber.
Okay.
And in the center, you ever seen Aliens? You know, the giant, not the queen part, but you know the giant egg sack part?
Ew.
Oh, like of the queen?
Of the queen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There seems to be, in the center of the room on the floor, there is webbing. Industrial. Not organic. Maybe organic, but it actually reads more like a wire mesh net. But it's not perfect like a machine would have done it. Like something organic has laid it. But it is a mechanical mesh net.
Okay.
And then about 5 feet off the ground, suspended by the ceiling, from the ceiling, is this large, like, chrysalis. Not hardened, has a soft shell as it's kind of like breathing with the station.
Okay.
And it is hung and suspended from the ceiling by a series of tubes, organic and mechanical, that go up into the infrastructure of the facility itself and off somewhere else. The throbbing does seem to come from the chrysalis itself, but it does match the thrumming of the station itself, as if maybe they're in sync somehow.
Okay.
And as you enter the chamber, the Matriarch's voice will kind of come back, but it's not from the back of your head. Your ears are picking it up, as if she's in this room somewhere.
Okay.
And she goes, and she's like, the one greatest weakness of everything that exists is just this need to be individuals. The one thing that your species, I'll never understand why they did it. You left such a perfect, unanimously glorious utopia, and you discarded it for chaos. Well, you have the right to make that choice, I suppose. But will everyone make that choice if they could see how great things could be? No war, no need to fight each other for scraps, for desires. Yes, Jovek has his needs for conquests, and I'm shocked that you're not agreeing that the thrones that you can have for yourself as a fellow Vril is shocking to me. But since you've gone the way of your people and stepped away, I've had to move on without you. Just know this could have been yours. And the chrysalis begins to crack open as something inside begins to pull itself apart. And as it opens up, you hear the chittering of all the people from upstairs getting louder, as if chanting and worshipping.
Oh.
Maybe in unison with whatever's inside.
Okay.
And as this thing kind of cracks on open, this is the first insectoid that you've seen as you've come on down here. And as it kind of cracks on open, it seems like it's you've never seen hive before. They look a lot like Kokri, like you, just more aggressive, more angular, more protrusions. But you do know that there are like queen casts, ones that would actually control entire hives. And that's how they all kind of shared amongst themselves. Hive, if they are missing a queen, would create one. The Matriarch seems to have created one out of a Kokri, which is not the way that their species goes, because you're all individualistic. And so you watch as this chrysalis is torn open, and this queen cast that is suspended by these mechanical and organic tubes up into the ceiling breaks itself free, and it starts like roaring into the air as everything else in the station. And even down, well, you three don't see this. Grek and Flinch, you're in a chamber. You don't see any of this. You just start hearing like unison screaming, chittering sounds from outside the hall where Diantha is. And Diantha, as you're seeing them going like, and you go to bolt for as you reach up for the rungs, they all start screaming at the same time. No, and they don't seem to be aggressive towards you, but they all seem to be like roaring up into the sky for something.
Distracted? Are those two that were going after them still doing that?
Oh, they also are joining in the roaring. They've stopped and they've joined up in the roaring. It's only for like a few seconds. Okay. It's not a very long time that this happens. And now their aggression levels go from irked to engaged, as the ones that are going to the vent turn back, and they kind of look like they're about to pounce at the vent. Everything else seems to look back at you.
Great.
With an intention.
In that moment where they are distracted, can I take my pistol out and shoot one of the ones going in for the vent?
Okay. We'll start next session with that, so write that down, because we're about to end it here. Klip-Tik,
Yes.
Can you describe to me one of the most visually standout parts of Tactic?
Oh no. Similar coloring to mine. Did I write something specific?
I don't recall.
I don't think I ever gave a description. No. I'm going to say a scar. Across the eye. From being a punishment. Okay.
Yeah, that's there.
Yeah. I'm going to wail. Like I'm devastated. I don't know what else to do.
Thank you for listening to Spacers. Our next episode of Spacers will air Tuesday, March 11th. Our next episode of The Call, our Call of Cthulhu podcast, will be on Tuesday, March 4th. Both shows air at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on YouTube with a live chat and some of the cast, while then being released on all audio services 1 hour later. As usual, I'd like to thank all of our donators over on Ko-fi, including Noah, Ed Lore, Rosa, Tyler, The Ouija, James, Matt Calgill, Blizzard Warning, Sydney, Baba Yaga, Preston, TJ, Alec, No Demons Allowed, Autumn, Roland Arts, and Chris H. Your players for tonight were Bailey Yarkey, Elizabeth Wells, Jessica Coles, Lindsay Delansky, and Derek Snow. Your GM was Zach Barrett. Have a good night, everyone. I will see you next time.